Okay, buckle up, because today we have got three stories that are going to make your blood absolutely boil. First up, someone spends $3 grand giving their nephew the best summer of his life. And the kid's own mom can't cough up $300, but she can fund a girlfriend vacation. Then, a person loans their brother money for emergency surgery, only to catch him red-handed pulling something so shady you won't believe it. And finally, a broke single mom whose house got turned into a free daycare and snack bar by the entire neighborhood. Oh, you're not ready for these. This person bent over backwards to give their nephew an unforgettable summer, but the kid's own mother turned it into a masterclass in entitlement. I am very close to my teenage nephew. He complained about the summer camp his mother and grandmother chose each year for years. The camp cost mom $1,500.00 a summer. He is high functioning on spectrum. Last year, he asked to spend the summer at my shore house. I agreed, but told parents he would need to be involved in town-wide activities. Mom told me she would contribute, told her I was happy to split costs. Total was $700.00 for summer. This was theater camp he thrived in, and arts and crafts courses he enjoyed all on his own, skateboarding lessons, etc., a full 6 weeks program. All other expenses I had no issue taking on my own. Additionally, he was interested in bass guitar lessons. We made an agreement. If he kept room clean, did not fight me for morning protein drinks, and added a new food to dinner each week, I'd pay. He held up his end of the bargain. Cost for summer lessons was $450.00 over the $700 in activities. End of summer all-in, activities, lessons, new guitar, bass amp, and 3 road trips, $3,000. His mother never called him, so I had him call or text her 1x a week. She asked nothing about his week or progress. I thought it interesting. His father, my bro, came down every other weekend and took nephew on adventures he enjoyed. After first weekend arrival and his expectation, I would cook breakfast/lunch and dinner for him. I told him he was welcome to stay, but food would be his responsibility. I'm doing enough. He got it. End of summer, mom claimed broke. Said she really wants to give me the $300 agreed, but she didn't have it. I let it go. I have not forgotten, though. It was a lesson learned. It isn't the $300. It's the entitlement pattern I see. Cut to yesterday. A text from mom. When are you coming for? I ignored it. No phone call, just the assumption. I love my nephew and have no issue having him with me for the summer. I do, however, take issue with the parents. I just learned the mother who claims her budget is too tight just booked a week's vacation for her and platonic GF to spend at next shore town. The mother's paying the full hotel bill, transportation, etc., as GF does not have it. This is a mother who claims she cannot drive my nephew to me at any time in the last 10 years when she's asked I step in to babysit a weekend. She lives in next state 40 minutes one way. Nephew timed out of the and $1,500 summer camp. It's not an option anymore. The tax return funds she got to pay for camp those years, am told, is funding the GF vacation. Nephew informed me concerned her decision would impact our summer plans. Am I the asshole? Something doesn't feel right. Can I afford to take him all summer with a similar summer agenda at my cost? I can, but it means I'm adjusting my expenses to allow the extra expenditure. I love my nephew, but am I wrong to hold my ground and tell her no? Not without payment in advance for half his activities this year. She's getting 3 months, $2,700, child support while son is with me. To me, that should be a huge help so she can relax and bank some extra money. This year, she is spending the tax return on herself. Great, but from where I'm standing, $300.00 should not be an issue. It's 1/10 of what I actually spend on him. I've told both parents. Brother is saying it's the mom's issue, that she should, but there's nothing he can do. If I don't take nephew, he's locked in an apartment 8 hours a day without friends living nearby all summer. His dad would get him every other weekend. I won't let that happen. I just think the parents should contribute in some way for my support all summer. Am I the asshole? What would you do? Let's see what the comments have to say. This person commented, I do feel bad for the nephew being used as collateral here, but the mom needs to get it together, establish and display your boundary clearly of not being a designated piggy bank/caretaker for a child that isn't yours, I would say to. Another commenter said, maybe Opie's deadbeat brother could step up here. It sounds like the one Opie is referring to as the baby mama is caring for and financing the child solo. Where's the sperm donor? And the verdict is crystal clear. You are absolutely not the asshole. You poured your heart and $3,000 into that boy while his mom couldn't be bothered to make a single phone call. Holding the line on $300 isn't greedy. It's the only thing keeping her entitlement in check. Not the asshole. So what do you guys think? Was this person the asshole? Drop your verdict in the comments below. This person did the loving thing and bailed their brother out of medical emergency, and what they caught him doing next is downright criminal. My brother suddenly called me last week in a panic, asking for a loan to cover an emergency surgery. I love my brother, so I naturally agreed and loaned him the money so he could pay the bill in full, but not before calling him out that if he could afford taking his family to a vacation in Europe, he should have an emergency fund to cover his own medical bills instead of treating me like a bank. He was defensive, but took the money anyway. I thought that was the end of it, but today things took a weird turn. In our family group chat, I saw my brother and his wife discussing plans to apply for the hospital's charity case, benefits specifically reserved for low-income and impoverished families. Remember, I already loaned him the money to pay the bill in full. When I called them out in the chat for trying to game the system and take resources away from people who actually need them, the family turned on me. Now, I'm being painted as the villain for policing their finances, being heartless during a medical crisis, and bringing up the vacation again. I already gave them the money, but I refuse to pretend their behavior is okay. Am I the asshole? Let's see what the comments have to say. This person commented, "The money that you loaned him is going somewhere else." Another commenter said, "Ask your brother for the money back or tell him that you will take him to court for it." Let me be blunt, you're not the asshole here. Your brother took your loan to pay the bill in full, then tried to scam a charity meant for struggling families so he could pocket your cash. That's not a money emergency. That's straight up fraud, and calling it out makes you the only honest person in that group chat, not the asshole. If you're enjoying these stories so far, remember to leave a like and subscribe for more. This overworked single mom watched her home get hijacked in the neighborhood's free daycare, and she's hit her breaking point. Ever since we moved into our neighborhood, my house has become the main hangout spot for the neighborhood kids. Normally I wouldn't mind, but I'm a single mom with 3 kids, and I work and attend school from home. It's making it really hard to focus when I have my own kids, plus several other children constantly running in and out, asking for everything under the sun. The biggest problem is the snack situation. The first few times it was fine, but now it's become the expectation every day. The moment they see my kids eating or drinking anything, they automatically assume they get one too. I simply can't afford to be feeding 3+ extra kids a day. I don't make barely enough to feed my family if we're let alone extra kids that aren't my responsibility. The parents have never came and introduced themselves. They let the kids roam around freely all day long, and they're all 6 to 10 years old. I'm working from home, doing my online schooling, and essentially providing free childcare all day long to top it off, which is making things almost impossible and really starting to wear on me. I feel taken advantage of, and part of me wants to tell the kids if they're hungry, they need to go home and eat. Another part of me wants to talk to the parents about how much time they're spending over at my house. Am I the asshole for feeling this way? Am I overreacting? Let's see what the comments have to say. This person commented, "People will allow this to happen until you stop it. You have to set boundaries with all the kids, including your own. Tell them no visitors during your work hours." Another commenter said, "Agree completely. No inside visitors during working hours. If your kids want a snack, they can come inside and eat it without their friends." Listen up, you are 1000% not the asshole. You're a broke single mom working and going to school, and somehow the whole block decided your kitchen was their personal buffet. Setting boundaries isn't cruel, it's survival. And those absent parents have been taking advantage of you for way too long. Not the asshole. If you want to hear stories from different subreddits, let me know down in the comments. And that's a wrap on today's batch of absolutely infuriating stories. Now I want to hear from you. Did you side with the community on all 3, or is there one where you think the so-called asshole actually had a point? Sound off in the comments with your verdicts. I read every single one. Stick around, because I've got a whole pile of even crazier stories coming your way real soon. Take care of yourselves, and I'll catch you in the next one.